Welcome to Castle High School. Tonight, the Jasper Wildcats are on the road in a Southern Indiana Athletic Conference game against the Castle Knights. The Wildcats coming into the game 5-13 on the season against the Knights, who are 7-5. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider, along with Jason Stom and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And Jason, now, of course, played Mater Dei the other night in a tough battle in that one. Came back and just a free throw missed right at the end. Basically the difference there in the ball game, 1 point. And just one of those games where the Wildcats just really had a tough time against that 2-3 zone. And it just seemed like we couldn't quite figure it out. We didn't shoot bad in the ball game. 45% from the field. We hit 6 of 15 threes. That's respectable, 40%. Mundi hit a couple, Berger hit a couple, but it just seemed like we just couldn't quite figure it out.
Yeah, you'll have nights like that where you just, and it may have been a thing where, and I don't know, but, throughout the course of preparation for Mater Dei, they may have prepared for a man-to-man or a different type of zone, and then you get there and Mater Dei throws something different at you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you're kind of caught off guard.
Right.
And I don't know that that's what happened, but it's possible.
Sure.
And high school kids, basketball is a game of adjustments, and you have to be able to make those adjustments on the fly.
Right.
And sometimes high school kids or, kids of any age struggle with that at times. And, and that may have been what happened that night. I'm not 100% sure, but, you got to move on from it. It's a loss, whether it's by 1 point or 10 points, doesn't matter.
Right.
You got to come down here tonight and be ready to play. Castle's got a very good ball club. Their record's 7-5, but like we were talking earlier, they've played some very good opponents.
Oh yeah.
I watched them play at the Ford Center there during that tournament. They played Bloomington North right after we played, and they got it. Bloomington North averages about 90 points a game, and I mean it was up and down the floor, and so I got a little bit of look at them, but it's you got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, again, some of their losses when you talk about Bloomington North, Floyd Central, Gary West, Bloomington South, and then also Bar Reeve. But they are 4-0 in the conference. So, again, one of the leaders right up there with Wrights, who's 6-0. As three-pointer missed there to start off by number 30. That's Bob Nungy out there. And we're actually on the in court here, so the near side of the court is a little tough for us to see here, so we'll have to bear with it. I'll probably have to maybe stand up over this.
It kind of reminds me of a baseball game. We're looking through a chain link fence for part of it. So,
all right, so the Wildcats out there, and actually you'll notice Carter Mundi getting the start tonight for the Cats. So you got Mundi out there, Day, Ernie, as they feed into Gus, who's getting the start again, and he gets the first 2 points of the ball game. And also out there, Caleb Berger. And Mundi led the Wildcats in scoring the other night with 11 points, and like I mentioned, hitting 3 3-pointers there, but he has worked his way up from being a contributor on the JV team all the way up to a starter on this varsity team. And so there's a save there by number 40, Niehaus.
That's a mortal sin there. When you try to save the ball and throw it back in bounds, you don't want to throw it back underneath the opponent's goal, and that's exactly what happened there, and resulted in a turnover and a quick, easy basket for Castle.
Well, that's Isaiah Swope driving right there. Number 1, he's their leading scorer, averaging 21.3 per ball game. And actually, their last game was against Evansville Central the other night. They won that game 64-60, and he scored 27 points on 11 of 18 shooting. But he's going to get his first opportunity from the free throw line here, and he pops that one.
Yeah, Tanner Ernie's going to have his work cut out tonight. Like I said, I watched him play there, and he's very, very quick.
Right.
Very good basketball player. I know he's been recruited by some junior colleges, I think, and he's probably going to play basketball at the next level at some point. But like I said, Tanner's going to have his work cut out because he's so quick.
All right, so drive to the lane there is by Day, and looks like they got a zone look out there, don't they?
Yeah, they're in a 2-3 or 2-1-2 type of zone because they tried trapping out of it.
Right.
And once you try to trap, that's kind of what you fall back to a little bit. Tanner took that shot, and he shot it with his shoulders not square to the basket, and it was a tough shot for him.
All right, so Swope's trying to set up the offense.
They're kind of running. They're going to run. Well, I thought maybe they're going to run a clear out for him.
Okay. Trying to feed down inside to Nunge there and gets knocked out of bounds. So they actually have 3 players in double figures. Zeke Niehaus, who scored a bucket earlier, he averages 10.6, and Bob Nunge 10.1. And their other starters include Cole Simmons, number 54, and Caleb Niehaus, number 40. And now it looks like they switched to the man-to-man.
Mundy ought to be able to have his way with Simmons guarding him.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe that we won't be able to take advantage of that matchup.
Right. He's just going to have to use his quickness there. He works it down to the baseline, gets the pass down there, and he'll go to the line to shoot too. But, yeah, I mean, especially the way he loves to go sideline to sideline there, you know, and work his way into the corner. You know, his quickness ought to be an advantage for Jasper tonight.
I mean, Simmons, I don't know that he can guard anybody out there but Gus. You know, you got the size factor with him.
We'll see what kind of adjustments they make, because I wonder if they just weren't prepared for Mooney to be starting tonight.
Yeah, and that's possible. They put Jackson Mitchell in, who's more of a guard type player or looking player anyway.
Right.
So I'm sure he'll be guarding Mundy now.
All right, the 2 free throws makes it a 4-4 game here. 5:23 on the clock here. First quarter action. Jasper against Castle, and again a new opponent for us in basketball. Obviously, with the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference, most of the other teams in the conference we've played prior to this season. Isaiah was going to pop that one, misses it. And a good follow-up there by number 30, Bob Nunge. So he's got his first 2 points of the ball game. Makes it 6-4.
Nunge's got a lot of good basketball bloodline. His brother's playing in college right now, and they've all been good basketball players.
Couldn't get the shot to go by Mundy, but he gets his own rebound and actually misses a point-blank shot there. And now we got a held ball there.
Just a 2 and a 3 there.
All right, so Brian Gibson, he is a longtime coach of this Castle basketball program here. 19th year, 284 wins, 139 losses, and has won 3 sectionals and 2 regionals over his 19-year career. So Gus gets in good position there, but can't get it to go. And we're going to have another held ball. So White will get it this time. So 4:28 on the clock, 6-4. Jasper trailing by 2 early on here.
And we gave 2 points away there. I mean, we had two point-blank shots that, you know, we didn't convert on. So that's a trip that could come back to haunt you.
Turnaround shot off the glass, goes back up and in, so he's got 4. So Nunge making the plays down there low.
Yeah, and Mundy was trying to guard him, and that's going to be kind of the opposite of what it was on the other end. That's a handful for him to.
Day can't make it on the other end, so quickly come the Knights and sets up for a 3-point shot, goes in and out, and now battle for the rebound, and Tanner Ernie just got mugged there, so. So that's on number 40, Caleb Niehaus. Substitutions as Goodhue comes in for the first time. Gus will sit. Swope picking up Day as he gets it across, and now there's a steal right there, so the Knights are coming quickly the other way. Shot up does not go there for number 24, Niehaus. So here comes the Wildcats trying to get down there before they can set up defensively. He gets it into Mundy, and he puts it up and in. So Mooney's playing down the blocks here, Jason.
Well, I think that was kind of a part of the transition is what got him down there. We'll see if they stay with that man-to-man, you know, where he ends up going on the offense. But with him pressing, half-court trapping, whatever you want to call it, you know, it kind of makes things
All right, so good. He had good position on the rebound there, and so this is going to be a personal foul called on Caleb Niehaus. That'll be his second personal foul. So
I didn't see much of a foul there. I mean,
right.
I thought they were both jumping for the ball. I didn't know for sure who they were going to call on at first.
So they bring in Max Moore, number 44. Mooney being guarded there by Mitchell.
How's that not? How's that not a travel?
I don't know. We've seen some games where they call travel no matter what.
I mean, you got the ball in your possession and you fall down with it and roll over and they don't call it travel.
I know. Actually, Wildcats did better on the turnovers the other night, just 11 in the game against Mater Dei. So that part of the game's been improving for Jasper.
Yeah, and that's a key. I mean, that has to improve if you're going to have, able to have any success into the tournament.
Heim gets the ball knocked away from him, and now they're going to call a foul, I believe, on the Wildcats here.
31.
All right, so that's going to go on Heim.
Yeah, you say that, and I've got Jasper for 4 turnovers unofficially already in the first quarter. We're not doing a very good job of taking care of the basketball on that end.
All right, so Isaiah gives it up. Now he gets it back on the right wing. Now there's a 3-point shot there from the left wing. And Nunji's got a 3-pointer, so he's got 7 points in this first quarter. So a good start for him. Castle now leads 13-6. Allbrand works it back up top to Ernie. Now gets it back on the right wing. Now they're showing that zone. And Cats throw it right away, so put another turnover down, Jason.
Yeah, and that's an unforced turnover, really. I mean, they're not out there really putting pressure on you. You just got to pass fake and make a nice bounce pass or whatever you got to do to get the ball there. So, yeah, we've definitely got to start taking care of the ball on the offensive end a lot better here.
So Foley checked in for the Wildcats, so both teams working their substitutions. Weston Agner has now come in for the Castle Knights, and he's got the basketball. Day picks him up as he picks up his dribble. Allbrand on Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to drive against him. Now he comes back out, so good job of cutting off that baseline.
Yeah, that was good defense there.
1:07 on the clock here, 13-6, Castle with the lead. And that's going to be an offensive foul, so a push called on Swope.
No, I think they called it on Moore on the screen.
Oh, okay. All right, so it is on Moore.
Berger and Englert are into the game for Jasper for Day and Ernie.
All right, so Berger will bring it up. Isaiah's picking him up all the way. Back to man-to-man defense for the Knights, and Swope comes up with the steal, and Berger's going to pick up the foul there. Swope actually leads the team in steals. He leads the team in assists, rebounds, and scoring at 21.3 per game.
He's quick, and quickness in the game of basketball can get you a lot of things.
Sure.
Steals, assists, those type of things. Scoring too.
How tall you think he is? They don't have him listed on the roster there.
I think that's one of the things that probably hurts him a little bit. He's probably, I'm going to guess 6 foot maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, compare him out there to Jack Allbrand. I don't know what's Jack listed at.
Right.
Allbrand's listed at 5'11". He's a little bit taller than him, so I'd say he goes 6 foot, 6'1" maybe.
See, there's up with the steal again.
His quickness there just got
Cannot get the shot go there, and actually we're going to have a foul on the Knights, and Jasper get the basketball back with 27.1 on the clock. Castle still leads by 7, 13-6. So Englert in the ball game now. He'll bring it up.
Castle's got 5 team fouls, and they've got 2 guys with 2 apiece, so that could play into the game a little bit.
Yeah, because we haven't even finished the first quarter yet with 12 seconds now. Albrand stops at the elbow, but way short, and I think it might have been blocked there, and so White will get the basketball with 6.6 to go, and coming back into the ball game is Cole Simmons, number 54.
He's a shooter.
Yeah, they're setting him up over here.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him shoot, a little bit in pre-games and stuff, and if he's got his feet set, he's good.
Feed in the corner. Good job by Isaiah to see that, and they make it Wildcats pay as Nunji hits another three-pointer. He's got 10 points in the first quarter, and it's a 10-point lead for the Knights over the Wildcats, 16-6 here on 18 WJTS. Well, we're back once again here at Castle High School. The Wildcats trailing by 10. Swope with the basketball, and he just does a lot of things out there, doesn't he, Jason?
He does. He's, we were talking there at the break. He's an unselfish player. I mean, he knows he's going to get his points, but he does a very good job at looking to involve everybody. Just like there to end the quarter, he could have been selfish and tried to get a shot off on it.
And I'll tell you what a cut to the basket. Nice feed from number 54, Simmons, but Swope with a nice drive to the basket for his first bucket.
His quickness is what impresses me the most about him.
Right.
He's one of those guys that's just smooth out there. He just kind of glides around.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice job by Ernie to find an opening in the lane there for a bucket. So his first 2 points make it a 18-8 game now. Shot missed there. Here comes Day. Gus spins, and they're going to call a travel.
Spun a little too much.
Yeah, I know. Showing some dance moves out there as a couple subs come in. Dylan Watson now checks in. So, again, they go a good 9 or 10 deep on their side as well.
Watson looks like a pretty good-sized kid. He's a sophomore.
He's towering over Gus.
I was
I'd say
gonna
he's like 6'6", 6'7", maybe.
Gus is listed at 6'2", so he's probably at least 6'5", 6'6".
All right. Swope scans the floor there. Works off the screen. Can't get the pick and roll to go, though. Swope, kick, three-pointer, and does not go, but the big guy almost got the rebound. Gus then gathered it there, and so that's going to be a foul on Dylan Watson. 6:07 on the clock, 10-point lead for the Knights, 18-8.
Next foul on Castle, we'll be shooting the bonus, so that's a plus.
The Cats have got to hit the free throws, though. It's been a struggle this season.
Well, there's no doubt it doesn't do you any good to get to the bonus if you don't hit them.
Right. All right, so here comes Ernie.
Here again, we got Simmons guarding Mundy. We got to take advantage of that.
Yeah. He's got to find the opening. And that's, okay, well, he actually kicked out there. Berger got to the lane. Gus has to battle to get the offensive board. Now a three-point shot is short. Gus gets the rebound, and Ernie's going to drive this time. He got hooked. He gets the shot up and in. And so good control there by number 11. So he's got his second bucket of the ball game, looking for his first free throw now. All right, some more wholesale substitutions, including number 30 coming back into the ball game, Bob Nunji, their leading scorer with 10 points so far in this basketball game. And Long on the foul shot. Shot fake there. Nunji gives it back up to Isaiah. Spin around, goes down baseline. Gus has to help, and then what a feed. I'll tell you what, that's a great pass in there to number 24.
That's a nice play. He penetrated, keeps his head up, sees he sees the floor really well.
Sure. All right, so the ball gets knocked away. Mitchell knocked that out of bounds. Still a 10-point lead for the Knights, 20-10. Day stops. Day's got the double team. Now he drops it into Gus. It gets knocked out of bounds. Mitchell knocked it out. So 4:57 on the clock. 20-10 is our score. Day. Oh, and that's going to be a foul on Zeke Niehaus. So shooting foul in this situation, but the 8th team foul.
Yeah, we'll get 2. We don't have to worry about hitting the first one here. Looks like Albrand's getting ready to check in.
So Dave pops the free one. Second personal foul on Zeke Niehaus. And gets the second one. So Isaac is on the board with 2 points, and it's a 20-12 lead now for the Knights. Isaiah gives it up there. That's Niehaus, Caleb Niehaus. Now it's a drive here. Nunge tries to feed it into Mitchell. Cats knock it away. Mundi got stuck underneath the basket. Now Mitchell's quickly the other way, and Gus can't catch him. He gets a bucket. (22-12). Gus in the corner, double teamed, has to give it back. And Mundi hangs on to it. Finds an opening, now kicks back. Now in the corner, Albrand with a 3, short. Rebound comes down to Eigner. So Isaiah. Seems like when the ball gets into his hands, especially in the half court, he just kind of settles things down. And
yeah, he's what you'd call a true point guard, right. Coach on the floor. I mean, it's like they look to get it to him to calm things and to start the offense. And
there's a step back 3 on the way. It's too long, and Jack Mitchell keeps it alive over the back there, but they don't call anything. Now Albrand's going to be called for the foul. And Weston Agner gets the bucket, and we'll get a chance for a free 3-point play here.
Yeah, that was a tough call there. They did a good job of blocking him out, and he went over the back and didn't try to rebound it. He tried to, he tipped it to his teammate, and he made a unorthodox shot, but it went in.
All right, so the foul shot doesn't go. 24-12 is the score, 12-point lead. And Mitchell, scrappy ball player out there, comes up with a loose ball. Eigner tries to save it, but it does go off a Wildcat, and the Knights will hang on to it with 3:04 to go.
But there's a turnover. We're just trying to bring the ball up the floor and turnover, and that,
Yeah.
That's what we've got to be careful with.
Right.
We just about got lucky and got the ball back without it hurting us, but Castle ends up keeping it.
All right, so Simmons is back in the ball game. It's Marty Simmons' son. Oh, not looking for it. Isaiah was looking for Nunge over there, and Nunge was starting to make a cut, so unforced error there by the Knights.
Yeah, it's kind of a sloppily played game, for both teams, actually. I mean, I've got 13 turnovers between the two teams so far, and it seems that the turnovers are coming at unopportune times where, somebody's trying to get on a little bit of a roll, and then you end up with 1 or 2 turnovers in a row.
Tanner drives baseline, can't get the shot to go. Battle for the rebound. I think that's going to go off Foley, and the Knights will have it.
Yeah, and I think Foley probably got by with a foul down there, an over-the-back foul that they didn't call either.
Yeah. All right, 12-point lead for the Knights as they bring it across. 2:25 on the clock here. The first half left.
Coach Gable's not really too pleased with the officials. He was in the one's ear quite a bit, standing there.
Simmons gives it up.
Oh,
Nunji kind of lost the handle there, and so that's going to be a foul. And now the official finally gives a little non-official warning over there to the Wildcat bench.
Yeah, he had been standing in front of him enough and kind of heard them all chirping at him. And
all right, so Nunji pops that free throw.
Himes got coming out. He's got 2 fouls.
Yep.
Good use in for him.
Foul situation, 8 on the Knights, 5 on the Wildcats, and misses the second one there, and Cats get the rebound. So we've inside of 2 minutes.
We need a good offensive possession this time and try to get a bucket out of this trip.
Ernie drives there, and Jack Mitchell fouls him. So first personal foul on Jackson Mitchell. 9 fouls on the Knights.
I ain't figured out this refereeing crew yet. I mean, they let them kind of bang around in certain situations, and then like there, it didn't look like it was,
Not much.
Not much, and they call the foul. And then as a player, that makes it tough because you don't know what you can and can't do. I mean, you either want them to not call anything or call everything.
Right.
Don't get caught in limbo because as a player you're hung out to dry because you don't really know what's going to happen.
25-13 is our score with 1:39 to go. Swope drives there, and nice.
There, I mean, he went around Tanner before Tanner could even know where he went.
Yeah.
And that he can do that at about any time that he wants.
Right.
And that's what makes him, a good basketball player and a threat.
All right, so the Cats work it with 1:15 on the clock here. Kick to the corner, Allbrand. Simmons recovered there, so he wasn't able to get a shot off. Now Ernie gets it over to Day. There's a cross court. So Cats moving the basketball, but
yeah, and if you do that long enough, you're going to catch the defense sleeping.
Oh, no. Got stuck in that double team over there and tried to feed it to Allbrand, cut into the basket.
Hit the back of the post on the, the goal, I guess. I don't know what's on the other end. We couldn't really tell, but it went rattling around something.
All right, 27-13, 53.1. Castle pretty well owned this basketball game so far, led 16-6 at the end of one.
I think, one of the stats that sticks out to me right now is Jasper's 0 for 3 from three-point line.
Yeah.
And we've only shot 3, and that's been a big part of our game for, a long time.
Sure. Just not getting the good looks. They did throw a little zone at us here in the first.
Yeah, that trap defense is kind of what, happens.
All right, so Swope starts to work it with 18 seconds.
When it gets time to go, I guarantee it's going to be in Swope's hand.
Sure. All right, so he's down to 11, 10. Engler's got that assignment right now.
You're
does the same thing, though. Kicks to the corner, and the same result. That's Bob Nunji, so twice they did that to end the first quarter, do the same thing to end the second quarter. So
yeah,
that's going to have to be a play you have to watch out for.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, you're right.
All right, so Castle builds a 30-13 lead here at halftime. So what do you think, Jason? What needs to be done here?
Well, for one, I think number one thing that they'll address is taking care of the ball. We've got I've got us unofficially for 9 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah.
And
I'd say Swope probably with about 2 or 3 steals.
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Right?
And like I said, we're 0 for 3 from the 2-point line or from the 3-point line. You know, and that's always been a big part of our offense.
Yeah.
You know, we're either hesitant to shoot them tonight or we're not getting them.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of combination of both probably. But, you know, I mean, we've only shot, I've got us unofficially for 14 shots in the first half. You know, and that's not enough shots.
Right.
You know, you take 14 shots plus 9 turnovers, you know, that's quite a few possessions that you're coming up empty-handed. And, and you know, that's one thing that we've definitely got to get better at.
Yeah, I tell you what, we just got to find some scoring, too, because only 4 players have scored, led by Ernie, who's got 5 points. Day's got 2 free throws. You got Mundi with 4 points in the first quarter, and Gus Heichelbeck had a putback. So, yeah, it's just one of those deals where Cat's just going to have to find some offense.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's, you know, that's what halftimes are about. You go in there and you try to make adjustments and come out the second half and execute those.
All right. Okay, we'll take a break here. Knights lead the Wildcats 30-13 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're in halftime here. The Castle Knights lead the Jasper Wildcats 30-13. The Knights are led by Bob Nunge's 14 points. 6 points for Isaiah Swope, Zeke Niehaus with 4, Caleb Niehaus with 2, Jackson Mitchell with 2, and Weston Eigner with 2. So the Wildcats, 5 points from Ernie, 2 points from Isaac Day, 4 points for Carter Mundi, and 2 points for Gus Heichelbeck as gets set to start the second half. The Wildcats have Day, Ernie, Heichelbeck, Mundi, and Berger, so the same starting 5, and it looks like the same for the Knights as well, as Swope's out there with number 40 Niehaus, 54 is Simmons, 30 Nunge, 24 is Zeke Niehaus. And just like that, another turnover for the Cats. Get it over for a 3-point shot that rattles around and does not drop there for Niehaus, and they come up with the rebound. Isaiah Swope left all alone, and he pops his first 3-pointer of the night. So again, he's a guy that can score quickly. He hasn't scored much in this game, but hasn't needed to. They are led by Bob Nunge's 14 points.
Well, like we were talking there in the first half, Swope does a good job of getting everybody involved in the game, and you know, he gets a lot of guys a lot of good quality shots, wide open shots.
So Day's able to pop that 3-point shot.
That's our first make of the night from the 3-point line.
Right. So what was a 20-point lead is now 33-16. Swope does what he does and kind of gets things settled so they can get into their half-court set. Driving kick, 3-pointer from the corner, does not go off the top there. It's Caleb Niehaus that time. And Simmons is going to be called for a blocking foul. So first foul called on Cole Simmons. And that's going to put Tanner Ernie to the free throw line, where he is 1 of 3 tonight. So Ernie's one part of his game that's struggled has been that foul shot, and he's able to hit that one. So the 3-point play goes. And we got a 33-19 game with 6:35 to go here, just underway in the third quarter. Nunge does not hesitate, but then the ball gets knocked away on the rebound by Gus. So Caleb Niehaus with it. Isaiah, he's looking for it now, and he misses that 3, but a good rebound by Niehaus. Keeps it alive. Bob's going to shoot one, and he hits the 3. So he's got 17 points for number 30.
I don't know what their coach told them at halftime, but it must have been looked for the three-point shot because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts already in this half.
They popped 2 of them as Berger gets to the lane for an easy one. Caleb gets his first bucket of the night. 36-21, 15-point lead. Kick to the corner, another 3, and misses that one. Gus gets it out to Caleb, and a lead over there to Mundy for an easy bucket. 6 points for Carter, makes it a 13-point game now. It was just 20.
Yeah, we're running our transition a little bit and being able to get the ball down the floor and score quickly off of it, and benefiting from Castle's shooting woes a little bit.
Right. All right,
this is more of what they did in the first half. Was they run their offense and didn't get in a hurry.
So good job by the Wildcats defensively, not leaving anything open out there.
I'm surprised they don't look inside to Nunge, because Nunge's got Mundy guarding him, and he's got a couple inches on him and a lot of experience. I would think they would try to utilize that matchup.
He's looking to post down there, and Isaiah doesn't get it to him. Simmons has it at the elbow. Spin move. Now he drops it down to Nunge. He was kind of in a weird spot there to receive that pass. But they're able to recover. Now Isaiah's going to attack the basket and put it up and in. So Swope now in double figures with 11. 15-point lead.
That's a possession there where, we can look back on later and say, we had it. We were down 13, had the ball and a chance to cut it, and then we turn it over.
Swope, and he jams it and gets fouled by Berger from behind. So good job by Simmons to see that, and Swope just takes it all the way and puts it home.
I didn't see much of a foul, but
Berger was like, what did I do?
But that's kind of impressive for Swope to be able to get up there and do that.
Right.
We were talking, he's not like he's a big guy.
Yeah. Second foul on Caleb. First foul whistled on the Wildcats here in the second half.
It looks like he's one of these players that scores in bunches.
Yeah.
He didn't score much in the first half, and I don't know how many he's got this half already.
8.
But, whoa.
8 quick points.
See, we're letting this. Wow.
All right, so we got a foul down here. It's going to go on number 44. So Max Moore picks up that one. His third personal foul.
I didn't see much there either, especially to make it a shooting call, but we'll take it.
Yep. All right, so Ernie hits that free throw, so he's now hit 3 straight.
We hit 71%, 5 of 7 in the first half, so 2 of 2 this half already.
Right. All right, so improvement for Ernie after missing his first 2. He's hit 4 in a row. He's got 10 points for the Wildcats.
Whoa.
Quick inside, but can't finish as Moore. 41-25, Jasper looking to cut into this lead. Jason a little bit of trouble there. Now feeds to the corner. 3-pointer on the way, doesn't go. And Jackson Mitchell back in the ball game, gets the rebound. Isaiah looking for it, and just a little bit too outside of his range there. Chase, Mundy. And we got a foul.
No, it hit the top of the
okay.
backboard, hit the pole up there.
All right, so substitution. Mundy's going to sit. So Jasper's got Albrandt out there with Ernie, Dame, Heim, and Goodhue. Nunge will inbound to Swope. Mitchell's out there. Number 25 is Eigner back in the ball game, and along with number 24, Zeke Niehaus. Two and a half to go here in the third quarter, 41-25. Good job by Ernie to cut that off. Now Nunge, though, I'll tell you what, it's his night. 20 points already for him. He has popped 5 3-pointers in this basketball game.
There's no doubt he doesn't hesitate to shoot them. You know, if he's open for a split second, he's firing away.
All right, so we got a whistle here.
Fouls on number 24, Zeke Niehaus, his third personal third.
So another player with 3 fouls, Zeke Niehaus. So another substitution. Dylan Watson's going to come into the ball game. Connor Foley is in for the Wildcats. So minute 58, 44-25, 19-point lead for the Knights. Day stops at the free throw line. Gets it back. Ernie can't get it to go, but gets his own board. Foley. Foley spins, has to kick back out. That's a 3-point shot by Ernie, and he pops it. So Ernie having a nice game tonight. 13 points. Did not score in the first quarter. All those coming in the second and third with 1:17 on the clock. 44-28's the score. Nunge, he is on fire, man. 6 3-pointers popped by number 30.
Somebody might want to guard him.
Right.
I mean, a lot of them he's been pretty open.
23 points. He averages 10.1.
I'm surprised he doesn't score a little more because, I mean, he's a shooter.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. You can just tell by his form and all that.
And all those shots are coming within the offense, too.
Yeah. He's not creating them. But I think they appear to be outside of Swope averaging 20. It looks like they kind of scatter out some points.
Right. Yeah, they get good contributions across the board there. 47-28 with 43 seconds to go. Jasper trailing. Foley against the big guy. He battles against him, but way too high off the glass. Swope comes down with it. 29 seconds. We'll see if they try to run that same play with Swope penetrating and kicking it to Nunge. It's worked the first 2 quarters. 18 seconds.
They'll flatten it out. They'll put 4 guys along the baseline, and Swope will just go. And if Himes smart, he's going to stay on Nunge.
All right, so Allbrand has the assignment right now.
They're going to run something different
There's a
this
screen,
time.
but Swope, they called the foul before the buzzer
the whistle was clearly before the horn went off, which isn't going to be a bad foul because now they're going to have the ball out of bounds with probably a second or less left.
We'll see what they put back on. All right, so 13, that's on Allbrand. Just the second team foul on Jasper. Castle's got 3.
Second personal. Second team foul.
All right, so
they got to throw a lob because they're not going to, I don't know how much time they're going to put on there, but it ain't going to be much.
Looks like the scorekeeper doesn't know how to do it. The official was doing it. I guess they can keep the time themselves.
Well, I think it's probably because it's less than 1 second maybe is why he doesn't know how to do it. I don't know that the official knows either.
Somebody said put 5 seconds.
Yeah. It should be just, it's not that hard, I don't think, but. it's not cooperating though. Whatever
No.
they're trying to do. They got a. There they got it.
There we go. All right.
So you can get a shot off here. I mean, it's got to be a catch basically in your shooting motion to do it, but.
I think that was the athletic director, Brandon Taylor, coming to the rescue there. Inbound, Nunji. He got it off. That would have been 3 in a row as far as buzzer beaters for him, but he misses that one. But the Knights are up by 19 going into the fourth, 47-28 here on 18 WJTS. Back once again here at Castle High School. Craig Schneider, Jason Staub, Jeremy Marcos, 18 WJTS Sports. And the Wildcats, the positive is that they had their best scoring quarter of 15 points there. However, Castle scored 17 and able to build on their lead. They lead by 19 right now.
Yeah, we did a little bit better job. I only had us for 3 turnovers that quarter, but I didn't have Castle for any.
There's a post matchup there. Job by Gus to force it back out.
That's that big sophomore that's in there now. He doesn't look like he's got a lot of moves. It just looks like he's got some size inside and right there.
He palmed the ball there. And he's
Kinda-
able to nice soft touch on that one.
Made me look silly,
Yeah.
but kind of a baby hook type thing. But
So it was Dylan Watson making that play, and now Swope does what he does best, and that's stealing the basketball and scoring the other way.
again, that's just an unforced turnover. I mean, it's a lazy pass. We're just passing the ball from guard to guard. There's no way that ball should get picked off.
And we were talking about Swope, early on. He was just 6 points in the first half, but now he's up to 16. So again,
That's what I say. I mean, he's going to get his.
Yeah.
And he knows it. He knows he doesn't have to push it. That's what I say right there. I mean, he
can just take over when he needs to.
Yeah, he can. He can score in bunches, and he can basically do whatever he needs to do.
So Gus's 3 doesn't go. Mitchell comes down with it. So Castle starting to run away with it, 53-28. Isaiah can't get that one to go. All right, so John Gable's just going to have to try to get things settled down here. So 6 quick runoff points for the Knights, make it a 53-28 game. We'll take a break here on 18 WJTS. All right, the Wildcats outscored 6-0 to start this fourth quarter, down 53-28 right now.
Ooh.
Berger kicks, 3-pointer. Day pops it. Isaac's got 2 of those. 8 points for him now.
We're going to need a lot of those, and we're going to need a lot of stops on the other end.
53-21. 31. Mitchell Nunji from way out misses that one.
Yeah, that one was a little like downtown
Yes.
Newburgh.
Mundi gets the opening, and he pops one. So Mundi again getting his first start tonight. He's got 9 points.
Like I said, I've said it for last few games. He's a very good shooter when he's got his feet set. He's spotted up.
Mundi on Nunji there. Isaiah makes a move, stops. It goes to the right side. Spin move. What is that? Now he gets it to Nunji. They've made us pay on that move, but he's short.
Yeah, Nunji didn't finish that one like he had been.
So good job by Berger to get that bucket. Nice feed there by Ernie. The Cats are starting to trim here. 17-point ball
like
game.
I said, you can't have empty trips on the offensive end, and you have to have a lot of stops on the defensive end. You know, I mean, if Castle's is smart and they run clock, which they've done, you know, biggest part of the night.
Man, that's a nice shot.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, that basket right there, it's Isaiah Slope to 1,000 points.
Oh, wow.
High school career.
Congratulations to Isaiah Swope. So they kind of stopped the action there just to give him his accolades there.
Yeah,
1,000 point. Congratulations to Isaiah.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's no small feat to be able to do that, and they're actually going to take him out of the game, and that probably doesn't happen very often either, where he comes out of the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. You
Absolutely.
know, I mean, I'm not sure how many people that have gone through high school here at Castle have joined that club.
Right. 55-36 is the score. Jasper down by 19. Day stops, tries to get it up there, and Gus can't get the loose ball there. So Niehaus goes the other way, and now he's going to back up. Simmons left alone. Way out.
He can, I'm telling you, the boy can shoot, you know, and he has unlimited range like that, but he's kind of a liability on the defensive end or anywhere else.
Right.
He can definitely shoot the hoop.
Well, actually, it looks like John Gable calls a timeout there to get some subs in. Let's take a quick break. 58-36. Jasper down by 22 with 3:23 to go here on 18 WJTF. All right, so the Wildcats with the basketball. Berger's going to bring it up. John Gable goes to his bench now with Wallace and Schmidt out there with Heim and Goodhue. Feed inside to Wallace. Tries to make a move against Simmons and then throws the ball away. Eigner, long pass to the other corner. Now Simmons thought about it.
He did.
Oh, he almost did a step back.
I seen a Twitter video of him doing that, and he hit it.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, it was pretty impressive for a high school kid to be able to, you know, do a step back three.
Yeah.
Much less the size, you know, that he has.
Right. Well, he's able to get the bucket underneath there. So he's got 5 points in the quarter. 60-36. Castle running away with it. Feed into Wallace, so he gets a bucket.
That's good to see Wally get on in the books.
Yep.
Score. Now we just need to get Schmitty a bucket. You know, it's good to let those guys, get to see those guys in there playing. You know, they're out there every day at practice, you know, busting it just like the rest of them. And you know, they get a little reward here by getting the opportunity to go out there and play. So it's nice to get to see it. I mean, you don't like to see it under these circumstances. You'd rather
you be up by 20
yeah,
plus.
exactly. But
Zeke Niehaus hits a three there. He's got 7 points, 63-38. John Gable wants a timeout, and he's going to get other players in. Beekler hasn't played yet, so he's getting in.
He's got Englert in, and he's putting, Beekler in for Goodhue, and they're not going to stop. They're just going to – it was just a sub timeout to get the subs in, so.
Mitchell comes in. Simmons is going to sit. He gets a round of applause there. Simmons, a senior.
Yeah, I don't know if he might have all his seniors out of the game now. I'm not sure.
There's actually homecoming tonight for the Castle Knights. Basically something the Wildcats weren't able to have this season.
Yeah, you know, it's too bad that they had it on the schedule. I think it was the Forest Park game was when it was supposed to be, but we were still in the red on the COVID stuff, so we weren't able to have it or do it.
Beekler is open for three, short. Minute 19 on the clock here. 63-38. Castle just rolling over Jasper tonight. There's another play.
I guess he's trying to make me eat my words where I said he didn't have any inside moves.
He had some really nice post moves here in this fourth quarter. 4 points for him. 65-38. Mitchell won't allow that pass to go through, so another turnover for the Wildcats. 43 seconds to go here.
This is another sectional opponent, possible sectional opponent. So, you can take a lot away from this game. Obviously, they can change things the way they did it. Obviously we need to change some things that we did too. Right. But you can learn a lot about playing against sectional opponents, or not early, but sometime during the regular season.
All right, so that will finish this basketball game. So the Wildcats come down here to Warwick County and fall to the Castle Knights 65-38. And it was just one of those nights where offensively things just worked for the Castle Knights pretty well flawlessly, and Jasper just didn't have many answers for it.
Yeah, they did. Castle, I don't know all the stats yet, but Castle shot the ball well. From the 2-point line or 2-point range, and then the 3-pointers they held their own. Really didn't have a lot of turnovers. I mean, I only have them for 6, and again, that's all unofficial. But they took care of the basketball. And it was kind of like what we talked about earlier with Schwope. He's a very good floor general out there. He does the things that he needs to do to lead his. I mean, this is his basketball team.
Right.
It's a clear point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just tell by watching. It's his team. Coach kind of lets him. He calls the play, and you can just tell from the players that when the ball gets in his hands, they're all just relaxed. They know things are calm, and they know what's going to happen, and
right.
And I think, we've talked about that throughout the course of the year this year. Jasper lacks that,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be the player that Schwope is, but you have to be that leader on the floor. He's just – I was very impressed with the way he handles himself on the floor.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he ever panics. He doesn't seem like he ever gets upset. Now, granted, this was not a close – back and forth game.
Right.
He might play different when it's that way, but
you know what? The thing is, they're on a 4-game winning streak right now, and we've seen all these opponents that they've played, and it looks like they've kind of had control of those games as well. Evansville Bossy winning that game 62-45, Heritage Hills 60-48.
Yeah.
Those are teams that the Wildcats,
yeah,
had trouble with, and
yeah,
and then obviously had total control of this game tonight.
I was kind of surprised earlier when you mentioned the score of their Castle against Central earlier this week. Because
that was a little bit tighter.
Yeah, that was a tighter game than what I would. After seeing Castle play and seeing Central play, I would just envision that as a little wider margin.
Right.
Maybe Central's getting better too, playing better.
We
I don't
saw
know
how crazy their defense was against the Wildcats.
Yeah.
To come back.
Yeah.
In that game.
So. Again, like we said, it's another sectional opponent potentially. You got to learn from it. You just have to move on. We're off now till a week from tonight. Is that? Yeah, that's correct. I think we play Pike Central next Friday night.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we need. I don't know. Coach may give them the day off tomorrow to rest and relax a little bit because it's been a hectic year schedule. Either or, he's got 4 or 5 days to practice. And at this stage of the game, it's not necessarily practicing for your next opponent, but it's practicing to get better at the things that you need to improve on, whether it's running your offense, whether it's running your full court press, whether it's running a zone defense, whatever it is, it's nice to have a full week now because you can break that down into separate days. One day you can work on, okay, today we're going to work on our man-to-man offense.
Mm-hmm.
And, with having that many days, that helps.
Right.
Knowing Coach Gable, like I said, he'll give them, he'll take it easy on them a few days, but you're still at this point in the season, those practices are vital because you have that opportunity to do that this coming week, but then the following week we play on Tuesday and Thursday. And now all of a sudden, Thursday then is the end of the season.
Yeah.
So this is their last basically full week of practice.
Right.
So, I'm sure that they'll put a lot of thought process into what they want to work on, what they want to do to get better. So, again, it's not necessarily about the wins and losses. It's about getting better.
Yes.
And I don't think tonight that I would say that we got better in any aspect. But, you got to move on. You got to be ready to play Pike Central next Friday night. Then you got Vincennes on a Tuesday night, and you got Bedford on Thursday night.
Right.
Going to Bedford, that's always a tough trip.
Sure.
So we'll see how that goes. But we just have to start to prepare for the sectional and be ready to go here and see what happens with it. But I just think, as a team, there's still some things that,
Need
we'll
to be
work
worked on.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll take a break here. We got Coach John Gable coming up here on 18 WJTS. Well, we're back once again here at Castle High School. The Wildcats. Tough game tonight, Coach.
We weren't very good tonight, Craig. It's just, start with giving credit to Castle. Their guards put a lot of pressure on our guards and sped us up a little bit, and they mixed in those trapping half-court and three-quarter court defenses, and we just didn't handle it real well. We had guys out of position. We made some sloppy turnovers, and we just seemed to panic. We're not a very good team against the trap right now, and I think the word's out because everyone's trapping us all of a sudden.
Right.
So, and, part of it is, we start a couple guards that are 5'7", 5'8". That doesn't help, but most of it's just mental. We get sped up and we get panicked, and we don't fill our spots real well, and we can't get the ball out of those traps. And there's a whole laundry list of things, but we were not a very good basketball team tonight.
Well, coming into the basketball game, what was the game plan, knowing what you knew about Castle before tonight?
Well, we had to keep Isaiah Swope out of the paint with the ball because he's just so deadly, as you saw. Once he gets a step on you, he's going to the rim, and we had to be ready to help early. But the thing that makes that complicated is they put a couple of other kids, like the Nunji kid, for example, are on the perimeter that can shoot so well.
Right.
And he got loose a few times tonight because we were having to help a little bit off of him. And so it's, one of those games where you have to pick your poison. And do you help off and stop the dribble penetration from Swope, or do you stay out on the shooters? And, but the disappointing part about that is the time we were caught in no man's land, like the flash shot of the first half.
Yeah.
Connor Foley really wasn't in a position where he was going to help. They were dribbling down the right seam. He was on the left short corner, and Nunji was in the corner, and we were hollering for him, you stay out, and he just didn't. And it's not just Connor. It was just, anyone that was guarding Nunji tonight, just he was shooting free throws from the perimeter.
Oh, he was.
And we thought we were guarding him because we got there after the ball was away and put a hand in his face.
Yeah.
That's not how you guard a shooter.
Right.
And we paid for it.
Well, and, the thing is, Jason and I were talking, this is another potential sectional opponent. You know, and it's just one of those situations where it's like we want to be able to see where we're going to measure up against the sectional opponents coming here. So,
well, right now we don't measure up very well with them, unfortunately, and they are awfully good. And if you look at their last three games, they've beaten
Bossy, they've beaten Heritage Hills.
Bossy and Heritage. I mean, they're beating some awfully good teams. And to our credit, I thought early in the first half we made a little bit of a run, and I thought we were going to cut it down to closer to 10 points and try to make it a game. But to Castle's credit, they didn't let it happen. They just they were quicker than us. They shot the ball better than us. They handled the ball better than us. They rebounded better. I mean, just the whole gauntlet. I think they are a better basketball team than we are.
Yeah.
They're more experienced and more athletic. and there's no doubt about that. But they played better tonight. They just played. I think they played with more purpose than we did, and we played like a team tonight, Craig, that I was worried about. After we started losing some tough games early on.
Yeah.
One of the things you want to make sure is that you never lose confidence and you never lose that fight. And even though you'll have some tough losses, that you still believe. And we played like a team tonight that maybe lost some of that. And if I had the magic words to get it back, I would. But and it's once again it's a tough measuring stick once again because we just got drilled. By an awfully good basketball team.
They're a very good basketball team,
and
no doubt.
It's not just us that they're doing that to. We're just disappointed in the way we handled it. 9 first-half turnovers. We'd been averaging 8 turnovers the last 3 games. So our loss to Bar Reeve last Thursday came down. And by the way, Bar Reeve beat this team. Our loss to Bar Reeve last Thursday came down to a last-second shot. And then we beat Boonville. And then we came out against Mater Dei, and with 0.6 seconds left, we're at the free throw line to tie it and go to overtime. So two of our last 2 losses going into this game literally came down to the last possession.
Right.
And I think one of the reasons we were putting ourselves in a position to win is because we had cut down on those turnovers so dramatically. And we, like I said, we were in those 3 games, Bar Reeve, Boonville, and Mater Dei, we averaged 8 turnovers a game. And then tonight we come out with 9 in the first half. And I don't know what we ended up with for the game. I'm assuming it was 18 to 20 probably.
That was up there.
Just ugly turnovers, and those turnovers usually ended up being easy buckets for them. So I wish I had a better analysis for you other than we just
we had a better thing to talk about tonight.
Well, a team that was better than us took us to the woodshed, and we kind of passively let it happen, and that's the difficulty of it.
I want to ask you a question in regards to going back to the Mater Dei game. We played against the 2-3 zone. What do you try to do against the 2-3 zone, and what weren't we able to accomplish there?
Well, what Mater Dei was able to do was take away our interior game, and not completely. We missed a ton of shots inside.
And so we did.
But a lot of those shots we missed inside were from dribble penetration. Our guards did a pretty decent job at getting in. But what we're not very, we only went to the foul line 3 times in that game. And what we're not very good at is demanding the ball in the post or getting in there as a guard and getting off 2 feet and going through the defender when you get him in the air. We like to try to sneak the ball over top. And one of the factors of winning basketball games is one of the things you look at statistically is you need to be hitting at least more free throws than your opponents. You would like to be, hitting more free throws than they're even attempting. And we're not even close to that. We just don't get to the foul line near enough. We're not near physically tough enough to do it. And we've tried a little bit of everything, and we're just, for whatever reason, it's not in our DNA. We just cannot get our bigs to understand how to get to the foul line, and we take the path of least resistance way too much. And that's one of the things, if you ever listen to Archie Miller at IU, he's one of the things he's really had a hard time with this year is physical toughness from his players. And we've had a lot of that too, and it's cost us. This was a rare game for us. Most games we're in.
We have been.
And this was one that got away from us relatively early, and we never were able to get it back. And that mental and physical toughness, or lack thereof, was a big factor tonight. And once again, we ran into a buzzsaw. We ran into a team that's playing really, really well, that's really, really talented, and that's playing with a lot of confidence. And they're really the opposite end of the spectrum from us right now.
Well, I'll tell you also, we got a full week before our next basketball game, so it's an opportunity for you to actually do some coaching with this team. So what are some things you can work on?
It'd be nice to have a practice where we could actually be physical and actually be intense and actually do some conditioning and do some a little bit of complaining from my end and a little bit of pushing, because we just really haven't had that window for such a long time. So we're hoping the weather cooperates with that. I'm hoping that we're able to get in and practice next week, because the weather forecast is making that calling that into question. But we have 3 games left before we play in the tournament, and if we have any chance of making any noise at all in the tournament, we can't go into it flat. We can't. We're kind of stuck in the mud right now. And we have to use this next week of practice and the last 3 games as a springboard into the tournament, because I don't think you ever go into the sectional believing you don't have a chance to win. And we have not done well against the opponents in our sectional this year. We've given Evansville Rice and Evansville North games down to the wire almost, but we haven't really competed since then. So, if we're going to have any hope of being competitive in the sectional, we have to be confident, and the only way that's going to happen is to play well these last 3 games.
Right.
And I think I've been here for 14 years, and I've never had a team quit. And I don't think this team's going to quit.
I agree.
But at the same time, there's a seed planted in their mind. They wonder if they've got it in them. There's something missing.
Yeah.
And, not to sound cliche, but we have to somehow find that eye of the tiger and find that fight back that we had early in the year.
Right.
When we went to Linton and when we played Wrights and played Evansville North and the way we played Bar Reeve just last week.
Yeah. Right.
And we had grit and determination, and we had kids that were competing at a very high level. And we have not had that consistently throughout the year, and we have to do it these last 3 games. It's a must. Yeah,
because we faced adversity in all those games you're talking about, but just couldn't get over the hump to finish them off.
We've been our own worst enemy, too. We've missed free throws. We've had untimely fouls. We've had sloppy turnovers. We've had missed layups. I mean, the list of things that we've done wrong down the stretch in some of those games that we could have won is long. And that goes back to Linton and Lagodi early on and Evansville North. And, there's, again, I don't have the schedule in front of me, but there's a whole litany of teams that there's at least 9 games, if not 10, that we could have won in the last couple minutes.
Right.
And several of them came down to the last 1 or 2 possessions, and we weren't able to get them. So, at the same time, we're fortunate. When you go to the Forest Park game, we lost in double overtime, and we committed 21 turnovers, I think, and we were 11 for 25 from the free throw line.
Right.
And then we wonder how we lose in double overtime.
Exactly.
And and it's frustrating to say the least. But I don't feel badly for me, and I don't think anybody else does either. I feel bad for the kids because they are good kids, and they do want to win. But wanting to win and the will to prepare to be a better team and to be smart, and those are 2 different things. And we haven't quite figured that out yet.
Well, and that's just the thing. You got to get them in that mindset in these last 3 games, and then, of course, with the postseason to give you belief that, we can possibly compete there.
And in all honesty, this is just something new for all of us. We have, contrary to popular belief, we have won a heck of a lot of basketball games over the last few years.
Oh, sure.
We just finished a stretch where we won at least 15 games for 6 straight seasons.
Yeah.
And in that stretch, we won a couple sectionals. We won 5 Big 8 conference championships. And we've been getting some things done, and I think we just kind of took that for granted. We took that for granted that was going to happen again this year, and we haven't gotten many breaks, and we haven't done ourselves many favors. And now we sit here with a 5 and
14 record.
5 and 14 record,
and
and
it should be the other way around. It's what we're usually used to.
We're demoralized a little bit.
Yeah.
And but I don't want to paint a gloom and doom picture. It's not for lack of effort. These kids are at practice every day, and they do work hard in practice.
Right.
They're good kids. We just we don't pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
And like you brought up earlier, we don't score inside. We don't get to the foul line. And when push comes to shove, the loose ball a lot of times doesn't end up in our hands, or the 50-50 rebound doesn't end up in our hands just way too many times.
Right.
And you make your own breaks in this world, and we've dug our own grave more than once.
Right. Well, hey, keep working, man.
We will. We're going to keep at it, and I don't have any intention to lose any more games. And I don't think the players do either. So we're doing the best we can to stay on top of it, and it's just it's a season on the brink. That's for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this record at 8-13 by the time we get to the postseason.
That's the plan.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, Greg.
8-14.
8-14. Yeah. I'll take 8-13. Somebody can forfeit maybe.
That's true. Hey, thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg.
Keep working, man. All right, so the Jasper Wildcats, Coach John Gable, thanks for giving us a really good insight of where his team is right now and what they need to work on to get ready for the postseason. That's just a few weeks away, so it's getting up here closer. So 65-38, Jasper loses to the Castle Knights. Just their 2 leading scores, 23 points for Bob Nungy. Outstanding night for him, hitting 6 3-pointers in the ball game. And Isaiah Swope got on track offensively, but again, he doesn't need to score to be on track offensively. He's an outstanding basketball player. He scores 20 points tonight. And the Wildcats, quick rundown of the scoring. Ernie scores 13, 8 points for Dave, 4 points for Berger. Moondy had 9, 2 for Gus, and 2 off the bench for Andrew Wallace. So Cats will be in action again next Friday night, so get a full week to prepare for that basketball game, and that'll be against Pike Central at home. It'll be their final home game, so it will be senior night that night. So Jasper falls to 5-14. Castle improves to 8-5. So 65-38 is our final tonight. So for Jason Stom and Jeremy Marcos on the video, this is Craig Schneider here on 18 WJTS. Good night.